and welcome to Jaipur National University, where I am Surbi Maheshwari. We're going to take your Quantitative Techniques for Management subject, which is related to your MBA. So basically, I welcome you to Jaipur National University because मेरा यहाँ का journey बहुत ही interesting रहा है, and even the students who have been passed out or the alumni who have been passed out from here, they have at the great place and they got the great opportunities for their futures. So I welcome you all to the Jaipur National University, and let's start our today's session that is related to your quantitative techniques for management. So basically, first I'm going to give you the review about your course structure, that what about your course is all about. So basically, quantitative techniques for management related to the decision making power of managers on basis of their scientific and mathematical approach. So basically, they will be using many type of models, operation research models, and they use many mathematical tools to measure the decision which are being taken by the manager and for their upcoming production process, for their planning process, or for their operation process. So basically, there are the many models which we use in this, that for example, there have been Monte Carlo approach is there, then your regression approach is there, correlation approach is there, the linear approach is there, then decision making and game theory model is also there for taking the decision, and to know that how you need to, or how a manager need to work in the organization or in the cutthroat competition in the market. So basically, this is all which you have to learn in this subject, and the subject is really very interesting one because it has the practical and the theoretical approach both, and majorly it work on the practical approach because there you need to take कि मुझे आगे क्या decision लेना है, what manager will be going to do if he will be going to face such type of problems such as resources allocation or the cost or the transportation. So if such problems are being faced by the manager, then how he deal with them. So this is all which what we will be going to learn in this subject. And the subject is really very interesting because the outcomes from this subject will be helpful in your industry approach, or the time when you will be going to work in the industry. So at that time also you will be going to get these things in your regular basis. So the outcome which you will be going to get from the units which you will be going to get by the continuously revision or the continuously subject mapping things. So what will be the outcome for this subject which you are going to learn and learn for your MBA? Basically, there are so many outcomes which you will be going to get in your competition life in your industry or in the market or in your career opportunities. So basically, the first outcome which you will be getting according to the industry, that you guys get to know that how you have to use the technology, the methodology for the quants, and you can say the practical knowledge how you have to do, and you have to go for your approaches and to know or to take them in your operation research. So basically, the next one is that you will be going to get the correlation and the relations between the factors which you are being using in your industry or in the market or in your working process. For example, if you are using labor and you are using capital, then how they both will be correlated with each other in the production term. So that you will be going to get. Then you will be learn about the probability distribution, that how much chances are there, because the market is very much uncertain. So the manager need to take the decision in very frequent way. So in that particular pace, he or she have to take a decision in very frequently, that if the labor is short, or if the capital is short, or if the investment are being in loss, so what they need to take the next step. So they have to take it very frequent, that what they have to do in a minutes or in a year, for a planning for a month or for a year. So that's all you will be going to get learn in the QTM basically. Then the game theory and the decision theory which you will be going to learn in quantitative technique for management is going to help you in your basically that how the decision are being taken under the, you can say that there are the uncertainties, there are the risk are there. So how you need to deal with the market, how you have to work in the market, that you will be going to learn and you will be going to understand in the market by that. So basically there are the different approaches for that, there are the different formulation for that, there are the many solutions for that. So every solution have some or other type of difficulty or the problem. So basically we have to find out the solutions only. So that comes to the introduction part, that what does quantitative technique for management relates to. So basically quantitative technique for management is a scientific approach to take a decision, where this decision is totally depend upon the data which you have for the last years, or you have the historical data that which related to your upcoming decisions. Okay, so the past data is very important in quantitative techniques for management, because the suitable decision can be taken according to that particular data. Because if you can say कि अगर investments are being done by a company in the past previous year of around 4 crore or something, then what is the net worth of the today's scenario, and what are the terms, we can say what are the scenario of today in the country. So basically that 4 crore which is being invested by a company or by a organization, so what is the net worth in today's scenario? To calculate that, again we used to need that quantitative technique for management only. So there are the interest rate, there are the risk factors are there, so there are many other factors which are included in it. So basically quantitative technique is, again I'm saying that it is a scientific approach where decision is being taken by the manager, and this approach is totally depend upon the past data. So this is suitable model for the future decision, or the future decision making for the manager who will be going to take their business or their organization to the next level. So basically what is the scope of all this quantitative technique in the market? Again it's a wider scope in the market, because somewhere you can see कि quantitative technique is giving you the opportunity to learn about finance, about your accounting, where you will be going to learn about the dividend policy, the cash flow policies, the capital budgeting, then financial planning. These all will be going to you, that how you need to calculate about the portfolio, and how you will be going to manage your portfolio, or how the company distributes the dividend policy, or how they create the policies, or how government creates the policies in the market. So again, so all these techniques are being used. For example, techniques are used such as Monte Carlo, or I can say ki decision tree, or the covariance or variances are there, then central tendency is there. The most I can say the base for the quantitative technique for management. So basically you will be going to learn about the financial approach for the MBA from such subjects only. Okay, so you will be going to learn about the finance and accounting and how they are correlated to each other. That will be, you will be going to learn in this subject. Then quantitative technique for management is having the wider scope in marketing too, because they are the product mix, there are the sales resource allocation. Then we have to find out that how we need to assign the products, and how we need to allocate the marketing approaches, or we need to get the marketing done or advertisement done in the market. So again, so it also related to your marketing management, that which tool can be used for taking the marketing at the next field, or where our product or our organization can go for the further market. So again, marketing management is again an important tool for the quantitative technique, or it have the wider scope in the QTM. So then there's a production management. That production management, obviously being a manager, a person have to take a decision related to the production, that how much sales he need to go for it, and how much demand is there in the market, and for that demand how much supply he have to do, or he have to make for the market, so that there should be an efficient allocation of the resources too. So again, he have to to take the decision related to the production, where he have to make sure ki inventory are also being managed, and there should not be any loss, or there should not be any wastage of the resources in the organization, because the manager have to go for the manager have to bear a lot much cost for that. So particularly manager की कोशिश रहती है कि by taking the production management or by taking the operation production management, he wants that कि सारे resources use हों but in a effective and the efficient manner, so that it can be used again and there should not be any lack of resources in the market. So again, then there's a quality control techniques which are being used by the managers to control the techniques, or to control the quality, or to measure the quality, that how the quality they are being supplying in the market, and what type of product they are supplying in the market. So for that basically they also need to take many type of statistical data and the descriptions, so that they can compare them by the by the standard product, and they can get to know that is they are giving the quality product in the market or not. So again, the production management is again a scope for the QTM, because it also work in there too. Then comes to the personal management. Obviously if I'm hiring many of the labor in my factory, or if I'm hiring many of the employees in my organization and I don't have any work for them, so I'm just increasing my cost in such a lieu. Okay, so in that case I have to find out that in which sense or in which capacity I have to require the managerial power, or I have to require the personal power or the HR power. Okay, so according to that I will be allocating the work, and I will be applying, or I will be relocating the resources from the market. For example, if I want to get a person, or I have to get a person for the quality testing, so obviously I will be going to hire that particular person because I have a work for him. So similarly, according to the work I can hire a person, but independently कोई काम नहीं है और मैं persons को hire, obviously a company cannot afford it. Okay, so again, so they need to find out that at what type of manpower planning they have to do. They have to find out that what type of resources they want to do in the market, or they want to get in the market, or they have to schedule the training programs for the managers, so that they can go for the training part, or they can handle the upper part, or the upper part of the work, or the different types of work in the organization. Okay, so then only we have other general management tools also. That general management scope is there, where you have to take about the management information system is there, then decision making system is there. So again, there are the decision support system which work in there. So there are the many tools, there are the many you can say there are the many softwares which are being used by the quantitative technique, and in the quantitative technique, so that they can get to know, so that the manager can get to know that how he is working in the market. Okay, so this is about that what are the scope of quantitative technique for management in the field of market or in the field of business. So if we talk about the methodology which are being used in quantitative techniques, there are the different types of methodology which we use. First is the formulating the problem. Obviously until unless we don't know about the problem, that from where the problem is arising and what type of problem is there, till that we can't get the solution for it. So first we need to formulate the problem, and accordingly we need to take the technique, or we need to use the tool according to it. For example, if I'm using the tool, like if I'm using the linear programming for some of the problem, or I'm using the probability for some of the problems of mine, so there will be some kind of cohesion in the market, or the cohesion in the even industry. So somewhere you have to take the decision accordingly, that if I have some kind of problem in the market, then which type of tool, which type of technique I have to use for solving or for resolving that particular problem. Okay, then you need to define your decision variables and the constraint on which their problems are being depend upon. So you need to take that also in the mind, or you have to keep that in the mind, that if I'm taking such kind of decision, then what will be the impact of that decision on my problem or my solution. Okay, so then we need to develop a suitable model. That particular model will be used, then we need to develop that particular model, and then we have to find out the data for that particular problem, so that if we are finding out the solution, then obviously we should also have the particular the all the data required in it. So we should have to find out the acquiring the all of the data in the market. Okay, then we will be going to solve the model, and then we will be going to validate that model, that is the solution which we are getting is fruitful for our organization or not, or is that is that decision is basically depend upon the problem or not. So basically सारी चीजें हमें देखनी पड़ती है, and then accordingly we have to implement the result. The last one is to implement the result, because there you have to understand कि आपने जो problems को segregate किया है, उसके solutions निकाले, and then you use the tools and technique for that particular problem, and then you get to know about the market knowledge, and then you have to understand that what type of problem and what type of solution you will be going to get in the market. Okay, so this is what you will be going to do with the quant portion in the MBA. Okay, because this quant portion is very important, because everywhere, if you are going for the MBA field, if you are going for HR field, or if you are going for finance field, in the three of the field, or if you are going for the OPM field, or there are many other fields are there in the MBA. So if you are going to in any of the field, you have to learn about tools and technique for the quantitative techniques, because all the things, all the decisions of manager are depend upon the tools and techniques which we are using in the quantitative techniques. Basically, what is the major objective behind this quantitative technique is that there's an educational research which is very, very strong today, and the government or the industry is employing the many of the people who have the practical approach for their problems, and even they are using the statistical and psychometric test for the particular HR as an HR program also today. Even they are using many kind of traditional technique, and you can say there are the many traditional quantitative methods which are being used by the long time, and today also we are using it for the educational psychology, base of educational psychology, just to get the knowledge, because obviously the traditional techniques which we are using are the base of our today's modern technology. So again, दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो कि जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोचेस हैं, चाहे वो हमारे मीन मोड अर्थमेटिक मीन हो, ज्योमेट्रिक मीन हो, और हार्मोनिक मीन हो, और इट कैन बी योर क्वार्टाइल, डेसाइल, और एनीथिंग एल्स. It can be your variance, or it can be your covariance, or it can be correlation, regression. So all these things are some or other how they related to the decision of the but particularly person. Okay, so again, to develop all these things, the manager need to know how he have to work in the market, and how he need to take this approach for the next level actually. Okay, so for the graduate programs or for the postgraduate program, it emphasizes the four major objectives: that to develop a strong foundation for the student in mathematical and the statistical theory, so that it can give them the professional career in the market, and they can get about the researcher, or they can get the field like researcher, or they can get the field like financial advisor, or the financial decision maker. So these type of career opportunities which a person can get after this qualitative technique or this mathematical tool and technique to learn about all these things. Okay, then there's a high level of expertise required in this particular subject, and obviously it developed the high level of expertise in the student too, by which they can go for psychometric test, or the application of statistic or the psychometric test to the educational research, which is again and very important. and very emphasized problem in the market, or very important problem in the market, and it will be going to develop the ability for the consultant as an educational research, or they can provide the opportunities, or they can provide the employment opportunities in the market by some kind of startup, or there's some kind of financial modeling, or by some kind of quantitative methods. So obviously they will be having a lot many planning which are being done by the hand of the manager, which is being again depend upon the quant, okay, or depend upon the scientific approach for these all tools and technique for the management. Okay, so then there's a conducting publishing high quality methodology research, which is again very important in the market, because somewhere the research is very important, because अगर आप marketing के लिए करो तो marketing के लिए you have to go in the market and you have to find out कि हमारा जो marketing है कितने लोग कितने how many people you are getting influenced by your advertisement, or by your boarding, or by your promotions. So how many people are being influenced by that? If you are an HR, then you have to find out that how many employees are satisfied by your resources, or by the services which you are providing them in the market or in your organization. So there also you need to find out that how much satisfied your employees are, or how much they are working in the market and they will be going to get in the market, or what opportunities the employees are getting after leaving your organization. So obviously it's a very important, and again it's a very you can say the basic opportunity or tool or technique which are being used in the market. Okay, so again, if you are in a finance manager, then being a finance manager, you need to learn about that how you will be going to plan for the research of finance, or you will be going to planning for the financial investment, or the investment, or the capital budgeting, or the financial planning which you will be going to do in the your further. So there are the many applications and uses which are being used. For example, project management is the again a type application which are being used, or the quantitative technique is being used. So project management, production management, marketing, finance, purchase, personal planning, which we have already learned in the previous video. So basically these all are the applications and the uses for your quantitative technique. Rest you can use the books like Andy Vora, Tulsian, or J.K. Sharma, B.L. Gupta, or Render Berry. So these kind of books you can refer for the quantitative technique for management. So that's it for today's, and we'll be going to meet for the next upcoming class. So thank you so much and stay safe.